Okay, so first things first, what we're going to do today, we are going to get the wheel off and we're going to change the brake discs, and I'll show you how to do the discs and the pads on the car. It's on my car, so obviously it needs doing. I've done it for about 30,000 miles. But most importantly, before we start any job, we need to make tea. Okay, so before we can start changing the wheels, we need to get the car jacked up. So let's do that now. Hey, you alright? Okay, so that is the wheel off, so hopefully we should be able to get this off now. So once you've got the wheel off, you're going to be looking at something like this. Okay, so there's your brake disc. You can see I've got mine's it's got quite a good look. I think these have been on since original. So what we're going to have to do is we're going to have to disconnect the caliper from here. So we'll remove this, remove the caliper, remove the caliper carrier, and then we'll undo this screw here, which initially looks like it's going to cause us an issue. And you see how it's just been rounded, but we will see. Anyway, so we'll get back to this. Okay, so the issue we've got at the moment is this screw right here. Get to see that or not? There. That one there. It's totally rounded, so we've got no way of getting the Allen key into it to get it open. So what we're going to do is we're going to see if we can somehow crack that off. Okay, we've already soaked it in WD-40, so we're going to try and put in a piece in torque spin that's bigger, and we'll see if we can break that loose. Trusty hammer and an exercise up torque piece. It's pretty wedge, that is. Hopefully we can get enough leverage on it to crack it. Okay, we also need to lock the disc. So we have our trusty screwdriver. What we're going to do is see if we can crack this. We need to lock the disc first. Let's go that way. So I need to wedge something in here. Stop the disc from turning, hopefully. It's not looking promising. get this wedged in there nice and deep. Yeah, let's come out. We put this in here, nice wedge, nice and deep. Absolutely wedged.
One eternity later.
Okay, so we've had great success. We have got the offending screw out. Okay, as you can see in there, it is absolutely crusty in the crusty thing. So how we got it out at the end was we had to get the heat gun out and the blowtorch. We just heated it up till heated it up with a hammer and hammered the living daylights out of it. Hammered the bit in and we managed to crack it with a longer wrench, which is ideal. So that's that out, so let's go and get the discs and get them changed. Okay, so now we've got the offending screw out. What we need to do, I don't know if this is focusing or not because it's so bright. Okay, focus. Okay, so now we should be able to see that. Okay, I think can't help because of the light. So what we're going to do, we're going to take the brake caliper off, take the disc off, swap the disc over, and job's a fish. And get the screwdriver out. Okay, so to get this clip off here, you just need to stick your screwdriver in here and just prise it off. Just jiggery poker here. It's really quite difficult to land it. And there we go, that's the clip off. Then what there is in here, there is two bolts. Well, the two Allen, I don't know if you can see this or not. So in here, this is your above the caliper. There's two bolts for the sliders, one here and then one below. So what we'll do is we'll crack them off, and we will get the caliper open. So put it back on the tripod. Okay, so you can use, to do this you can use Allen keys, you can use torque bits, however you want to do it. I find that using a socket set is the best. I can find my 10mm socket, which I'll probably just put back in my case. So let's just get this whipped off. Socket's gone the wrong way. Bite again. Always helps to get the socket to get the Allen key to bite. Or if you get the right size one, always helps as well. I think this is an 8mm socket for a slider. Yeah, that's better. It's an 8mm socket, or an 8mm bit, we'll call it. So we'll just whip this off. Let's see or not. see the disc loosening now because I've already taken that off, so the disc is ready to pop off hopefully. Okay, so that's the top slider loosened. Same again with the bottom one. Probably get a root gun in there to whip these out a bit quicker. Let's have a look. Let's just get it in. Nah, it's too long. That's some loose anyway now, so let's just finger tight. So let's get this out and get the caliper moved. There's one. Okay, this is what they look like, guys. It's just a small screw in the slide. This is what the caliper actually slides in that one. They're actually mounted inside two rubber pieces, so that's then done there. Let's see if we can chop it off. Okay, so you're going to need to use a little something to give it a bit of a leverage, get them out. You're going to notice that these pads are pretty good, pretty new, but I'm noticing my phone beeping like a god knows what. But when I'm under braking, I can feel there's a shake, so I think I've got a warp disc, so this is why we're doing it. Okay, so there is your caliper removed. Yeah, I know you're all going to say, don't balance it on there, but it's fine, it's coming off. Okay, so in there, okay, so there's your caliper. There we go, so that's what your caliper looks like. So in there you're going to have your outer brake disc, your outer brake pad, which is here, and your inner one, which is there. So let's get them whipped out. Okay, so to get the carrier off you need to take out two bolts. One is a 19mm bolt, which is there, got that one out, and the next one is another 19mm bolt at the top, so I'll come back to you when we've got that off. Okay, so there we go, we've got the disc off, that's all done now. Okay, so what we need to do now is we need to get the new disc on. We're not going to put a locator screw in just yet, and we have to order one of them and we'll get that on then at a later date. So what we'll do now is we'll get the disc on, we'll get the caliper on, I'll show you how to pry to screw the caliper back, and then that'll be it, we'll be done. Good job's a good one. So let's get on with it. Okay, so what we're going to do now is we're going to wind the piston back. For this we need a piston wind back tool. There's about a million different variations of these. I bought a set off, I think it was eBay, and there's a few different ways of doing this. The way I like to do it is I actually use the brake pad, one of the brake pads, and I push my tool against it. This bit pushes against the outside of the caliper and you screw up, this will force the piston back. So what we'll do is we'll do that. Yes, these brake pads don't need changing, however I've got a wobble, so I'm going to change the disc. While I'm at it, I might as well change the pads because they're pretty cheap anyway. I think you're talking, I think I pay about £18 for pads, £20, 25, I'm not sure, I can't remember. But anyway, let's get this done then, so let's bring you in. Our next door's gone. Okay, you can see that. Okay, right. So what I've done is we've taken the brake reservoir off the top of the brake thing. So what you want to do, get your caliper. Okay, if you can see alright? You can see that there. Your caliper. Yep, that's okay. What I like to do is I'll put the brake pad in like so. Our piston wind back tool. This is really difficult doing it one-handed. Thank God for a tripod. So what we'll do is we'll put the piston wind back tool in here when we screw it to fit. Nearly there. So the piston isn't out that far because obviously there's quite new pads. So what we'll do, that is in there as such. If you can see that, that's a piston tool in situ. Mine's got a left and right. You can buy some which are totally universal. It's just a set I happened to buy at the time. So let's just jiggly pokery that so you can see. So in fact, let's put it in the right way. So the pad there, this will bend down the caliper as such, like that. This is really quite difficult to line up. Right, card there. And that in there, like so. And then all you need to do is as he says, is start winding, and this will force, you can see that there, will force the piston back in. Some of the wind back tools come with plates and things. This isn't, you know, the best way of doing it. Oh, by any means. I should probably use the rest of the tools properly in it, but I'm not. It's me being me. So this will force the piston back in all nicely and snug. Just allow us to get our new brake pads on. So that's it done. That's it all wound back. Okay, so take that out. That's the piston flush with the side of the caliper. Okay, so really when you should do this is you need to put some sort of hanging arrangement. Hanging that on the back of there is not ideal, so we'll just put ours back down there. So what we need to do is get the disc on, like so. So there's the new disc. Okay, I've cleaned it with brake cleaners. You can see I'm all grubby. Put that on there. Okay, this is going to be a little bit difficult now because obviously I haven't got a retaining screw. We'll just start with what we might do is we will just snug. We won't even snug it up. Just nip it in there just to give us a little bit of support. In fact, no, we won't. What we'll do is we will plug on just to hold the disc in place while we do this. I don't recommend doing this without a proper, you know, if you haven't got the screw for it. I'm literally just doing it just to show you guys. Probably can't see anything because my head's in the way. So that's just put the screw in there. It's not ideal, so that will just hold that disc on there nicely. So what we need to do is we need to get the caliper carrier. Okay, this is exactly, so we put it on exactly the opposite way to we took it off. So we'll line it up behind the disc, which is, turn right around, always helps. So that'll go in there, and we'll snug. We'll just feed the 19mm bolt in. I mean, this is easy stuff to do. Anyone with a little bit of well, not even a little bit of know-how, a little bit of willingness to do it. So there we go there. So you need about 10 hands for this. It's ridiculous. Right, so okay, so that's the first nut nipped in, and we'll take our bottom one, which is here, and we'll put that into the bottom of the caliper carrier, which is there, and that's that in there. Let's just line it up. Then what we'll do is we will start snugging them up. Get the bottom one in first, it's going to be the easiest one to get in, I think. Put that latch always on there. Tightening always helps. And that's it, bit there, which is good. What this will do as well is it will help to keep the disc on while we feed our brake pads in. So we'll get this done, wound up as such. You should really come up with a hanging arrangement. Usually I use a coat hanger, but I don't actually have any at the moment. Well, I've got a coat hanger, but I've got the wire coat hangers, which is what works quite well for these. Just give me 2 seconds. What we'll do is get a ratchet banner, I think, for that. Nope. It's really exciting, really. So you can see it is a fairly quick job. All I'll say is thank God for ratchet spanners and socket. Doing this manually, oh I've got to be there all day. So it's basically just the same as how we took it off. So you can see my lovely ugly mug. Ooh, extreme close up. So doing this is pretty much just a reciprocal of how we've taken it off. So what we've done is we've taken the caliper off, we've taken the caliper hook carrier, and then we undid, but what we did is we did it a little bit backwards because I had a funny suspicion that the retaining screw on this was going to be tighter than the tight thing, which it was. So we did that, and then what we need to do now is we need to sort the brake pads out. I'll put the brake pads in. It's really simple. Okay, so these are your two brake pads. This is your inner brake pad. You can tell because it's got this little cat holding the mechanism in it, device, and this is your outer brake pad, and they fit so simply into the caliper. So now we've caliper out from behind here. So what we've done now, we've wound the piston back. So there is the caliper. You can sure I can see. So there's your caliper. Just come there a little bit. Wiggle you over there a bit. So there's your caliper. There is the brake pad with the holding mechanism in. So we'll slide that, and that will hook onto, actually into the piston itself. That fit in nicely like that. Some people prefer to put a little bit of grease in, but it doesn't really bother me. So there'll be people in the comments who tell me, oh, you're doing it all wrong, but this is the way I do it. I'm not saying it's the right way, I'm not saying it's the wrong way. And this is your outer brake pad. So we'll fit that in as so. Okay, how these are held in place are some little grooves on here, and obviously the retaining spring. So what you do, we'll line up, we'll get the pads on. And there we go. And see they hook into there nicely. Let's zoom into there a bit. Wiggle it up a bit. So they're there, they've hooked the pads hook in there, and that's the caliper seat. And now what we need to do is we need to put sliders back in. It's usually good practice to grease the sliders. Some people agree, some people will disagree. So there they are. So the sliders will go back into the top of the caliper and at the bottom of the caliper. So we just need to line these up now. Sometimes it's easier said than done. I'll try the bottom one first. That's the easiest one I have access to. Okay, so there we go. Where's our 10mm socket? Nope. Will do. On the longer sockets, my phone beeping away again. Another exciting project that might be coming our way maybe. Okay, so there we go, that's the caliper in place. So we're going to put the first slider back in. Oh, and we'll just start ratcheting away. Oh, ratchet the right way always helps. What I tend to find as well, because the rubber inside the slider, the caliper, sorry not the caliper but the mounting, it helps to fewer, so let's have a look. We're all zoomed in, we need to zoom out, so where are we? see if you can see there my amazing rubbish camera skills. So there we are in there. So what we're doing is we're just screwing the slider back in, which will hold the caliper in place. You don't need to see it because it keeps coming in and out of focus. Let's get you back in the tripod. Okay, so we'll get this done. Yeah, I'll pick myself up now before someone mentions it in the comments. You're turning the straps the wrong way. Absolutely right, I was. You can say this, it really is quick and easy. So you wouldn't have this waggling about like this. This is purely simply because I haven't put the retaining screw in. So please don't shoot me in the comments. If I get any comments, it'd be nice. Okay, so that is it lined up there. Okay, that's that caliper back in. All we need to do is put back in the retaining pin to hold the pad in place, and again, this needs a little bit of gentle persuasion with said screwdriver. Okay, that's that one done, and the rubber gloves. There we go. Give that a little tap. Oh, that's wasn't meant to happen. Balls. So let's get that back in there. Feed it back in. Bend that one over that way. Like so. I dread to think how long this video's going to be. I can see there's been a lot of editing. A lot of time lapse in. There we go. That, my friends, is how, excuse me, I don't want to do that. That is how we install and change brake discs. He says, get the camera focus. I dread to think how long this is going to be, but there we go. So that's the disc on, pads on, all well and good. So let's
okay
nip
guys,
this up,
if
get the
you
wheel back on,
take one bit
and
from
then
this
we'll
video, you fast forwarded right to the end because I bored you, is this part. So when you tighten your cap back up, you need to get in the car and you need to just spin the camera around. Okay, when you get back in the car, you need to get in and you need to pump your brake pedal. If you don't, your pedal will just go flat to the floor and you'll have no brakes if you try and drive straight away. All my stuff's rolling away. So you just need to get in your car. We all know where the brake pedal is, but if you don't, so push it up and you see how easy that went in there. If you do that and try to drive, you won't have any brakes, so just pump it once or twice till you feel like you've got some pressure behind it, and that is your brakes done. So I didn't show you how to do it on the other side because it's just pointless. So anyway guys, I hope you found this semi-interesting, semi-useful. Please don't forget to click the subscribe button, which is just down below, and don't forget to maybe drop me a comment. I'm really interested to know what you're thinking of the videos, if you're liking the content, if there's anything else you want to see me do, or anything you think I could do better. Please don't forget to hit me up below, let me know how we're getting on. It'd be really appreciated. And for some reason my autofocus is turned off. But anyway guys, thank you for taking the time to watch. Please don't forget to, hit me with a comment, hit me with a subscribe, maybe share it, it'd be amazing. I'll give me a thumbs up if you like the video, that'd be perfect. I'm starting out new, so I'm a new YouTuber. However, things can only get better, so we'll see how this editing goes and we'll get back. Anyway guys, thank you for taking the time to watch the video, taking the time to listen to me rabbit on. Peace out, we'll catch you in the next one.